Hey, run that intro for him, man. We about to get it cracking.
Never have it been made so clear.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker. Peace.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Robot, we had to do some late classes, man, because we got Hakeem and Haru up in the background. We finally got them laid down. It's know it's 12 o'clock where some of y'all lit, and some of y'all ahead of us. Yeah, but we here to crack heads and twist caps. People that ain't tuned in, they'll get it in the morning. They about to put some respect on Young's name when it come down to this Anunnaki stuff. And they about to put some respect on the master teacher name. Yo, so if you tune in tonight's class, we got a couple hits, man. We may run them back to back tonight, just to get some of these classes caught up. This right here tape is entitled "The Anunnaki Weathering Device." Now, keep in mind, the Anunnakis for you guys that just tuning in are your gods, the Elohims of the Bible. Several names in different cultures for them. The Netarus, the gods. You know, Elohim, Yahweh is an extra title for guys who stand out amongst the crowd of the Elohims. But Enki, the weathering device was designed by Enki. Now, I got pictures of it. Matter of fact, let's see, can I pull it? Like, I should have got on my laptop so I can pull this stuff up to show y'all. But we're going to get back to the laptop classes, too, where we can show these receipts, man, because people think Young Gil just be rambling, man. On the wall. Yeah. Now, I'm going to show you this, what it looked like. Oh, let's see, can we find a picture? Because it looks just like the Hawk Project weapon. Right? Let's try to blow this up. I don't know if I can blow this up or switch the camera around. That's going to be the problem, switching the camera around. But if you can see right here, this right here thing right here is the weathering device. These are all the crafts that Enki was designing. They even already had weaponized like robotic type insects, these Anunnakis. Because they used them. Enlil was using the insects to pesticide the people. Because you got to keep in mind, in the Bible they talk about pestilence, they talk about famine, and all these different things. Well, your God or your Bible was causing this stuff. One God, the God that was the jealous God, Enlil. He was the one that was sending the weaponized bees out. He the ones that was sending the mosquitoes out to bite people and poison them. He was the one. His son Baal, Ahad or Hadad, he was the one that was going out, sending him out to crop dust, to do crop dusting. The Anunnakis were doing crop dusting on the crops. So when you read the Bible and you see Israelites, they had 7 years of famine or this and that. This was being caused by Enlil and his people, and the people that took sides with him, which was Ninurtu, right? Nergal, which is Enki's son, who joined on with Ninurtu to fight against Murdoch. This is all the Anunnakis, the ancient Kushites. No, but they did mix in with those people, right? The Twa man, when you say Kushites or Kishites, you talking about the Twa man. You talking about the Afar people later on coming down. If you want to go with the biblical text, the Mizraim, the tribe of Mizraim, it's different names for them. But the Anunnakis did mix in with these people, right? That's how you get the Shaquille O'Neals, right? That's how you get the Anthony Davises with the unibrow, because the Anunnakis had unibrows. Yeah, but like I say, this device right here, which is the Hawk project now that the U.S. Air Force got a hold of, Inky was creating submarines. This is what Jonah got picked up in. It wasn't no damn well. And this is the yachts. Inky had built the yachts and the aircraft carriers and airplanes. He had already built all this stuff. We're gonna do a tape called "How America Got Ahead in Technology." How they got ahead in technology is that they got those tablets that Tahuti put together, explaining how to design all of these helicopters and all that. What you think those mounds is all about? The mounds is helicopter landing pads, because Inky was smuggling the gold over here. But the Anunnakis, they became the gods because they knew and they had technology. And one of these technologies, like I said, was a welding altering device that Enlil could control from this little pad, like a little tablet that he had. Let me show you what the tablet looked like. Right? Now keep in mind, kitab means book. Now you thinking that these guys didn't write nothing down as far as they put it in tablets. And the tablets is, you call those flat screen things you got now tablets, right? Okay, here we go, right here. All right, this is what they look like. These devices like this. He had a device like this. All right, so Enlil was using these type of devices like you got now. And your guards of your Bible, Ben had these devices, and they can control they black satellites. And the Anunnakis is the ones that put the satellites up so they can monitor humans and monitor your growth or your development. And at some point when you got ahead, they stepped in to set you back. We could get into that too. But what Enlil would do is, when he wanted to not rain, because you got to keep in mind, God in your Bible can cause it not to rain. How could he cause it not to rain? Because he had a welding device, the Heart Project. And what he would do is type in on that little tablet, "Don't rain," and then he type a geographical location and pinpoint it, and boom, hit enter, and boom, it won't rain now for a couple of days, because this Heart Project sends magnetic waves or heat waves into the atmosphere and alter the atmospheric pressure. And they doing cloud seeding. The Anunnakis were Enlil was doing cloud seeding to make it the rain in certain areas, over rain and flood in certain areas. But then on the other hand, he was making it drought in some areas. And that's why Inky came to them in a hologram. Inky came to supposedly Thutmose or Moses and told him to go back. He came to the Israelites and told them to go to Egypt for 7 years, the 7 years of that famine. But Enlil was the one that caused it to happen. And it was all about, it's a different storylines on it, but one storyline is that that when these Anunnakis were coming in groups of 50, these Lulu women was loving on the Anunnakis. So they would go off in the woods and start producing babies. And so the Anunnakis were having babies. And this right here is part of Genesis chapter 6, right? So it was a good group that came down. The good group was the Anunnakis. The elves, this group, one group of elves, they came down and they started having babies amongst these humans. And then another group came down. They were elves too, but they were part of the 300 of Gigis. 200 of them came to Murdoch wedding, and like we say, took what they wanted, right? Took women to the mountains, and went into bed with them. And so, but Enlil's complaint was. This is what he told everybody, but this is a lie. This is what he told everybody. See, these Lulus, they were telepathic. And that's why the Anunnakis like making whoopee with them, because it created a different experience that they wasn't really used to. That's why these Anunnaki men are attracted to these certain type of women. And it created this stimulation that they weren't used to. And Enlil, he was telepathic, or he telepathic. So he could hear the chatter, the psychic chatter going on. It was so much psychic chatter from so much love making in the woods. And Atlanta was throwing, they was having kids back to back. And Nana them was throwing birth, when they have, when they about to have a baby. It's a baby shower, right? Nana was having all these baby showers, talk to humans about these baby showers. They were having these parties and rituals in the woods. And Enlil said that he heard the psychic chatter. And that's what made him mad. He said he wanted to get rid of these humans. So he started decreased population is Enlil's thing. That's why Astral Command is in with Enlil. So, like I say, he started using weaponized mosquitoes, pestilence. They talk about all this in the Bible. Locusts. He sent a whole bunch of locusts and to take out their crops. Right? He sent forest fires, set fires to burn people crops like they doing now in California. He caused tornadoes to happen in certain areas, just like they doing right now. Enlil been doing this in the Bible. They call it a whirlwind. Took a guy off in the Bible. Now it's different in the whirlwind part. In different parts, some parts is talking about them pulling up in the helicopters. These Anunnakis had helicopters, and when the blades were spinning and land and pick up the sand, the humans, mortals looking on that didn't know what a helicopter was to now we know what it is, but they didn't know 10,000, 20,000 years ago what a helicopter was when Inky and them pulled up in it. So they said, oh, he pulled up in a whirlwind. And then the Anunnakis put bombs, like the helicopters you got now, the Night Hawk and the Black Hawk with the bombs on it. Enlil and then Ertu and them had bombs on missiles on their helicopters. So they say, oh, these are cherubs. They bad. They can shoot fire. They dragons. They can breathe fire, or they can strike the earth like a scorpion. They use this to describe what they were seeing, but they were really seeing helicopters with bombs on them. And also the Anunnakis had tanks. The tanks you got, the M1, A1, you did some bad shit, heavy duty shit. The Inky already built the tanks, right? The Anunnaki had tank battles in Iraq way back. They see what they ain't telling you. When they was digging up in ancient Egypt, they found all kind of artifacts. They found tank. That's how they came out with the tank. You think the man just created something off the top of his head, or did he see something that God was already doing and then take it and copy it? That's what really happened. God taught niggas how to build tanks. God taught niggas how to build missiles and atomic bombs. What you think? They dropped Enlil and them. It really was Murdoch and them, really. That's what they saying. It's Murdoch and them that dropped the bomb on Sodom. Murdoch came down and saw what was going on, and he said, you know what, this is shit getting out of hand. So they dropped a nuclear bomb on Sodom and Gomorrah, is what they say, right? And they said that Lot's wife turned into a pillow of salt. What did that mean? She turned into ashes, because ashes taste like salt. And when a nuclear blast hit, it turned everything, it just evaporates. It destroys everything in a certain mile radius, depending on how the bomb is, right? But Enlil and them been had atomic weapons. They the one that designed them. Actually, the nigga that designed the atomic weapon, the first one that dropped one was Ninurtu. Ninurtu and Nergal was the ones that was in there working on the atomic bomb, and they designed it these nuclear weapons. So I'm trying to tell you, man. So, and you know who built those nuclear reactors? Nin-Ertu. Nin-Ertu was the one that was creating the bombs. Him and Nergal. That's Enki's son who turned against Murdoch, his brother. He says, I'm pulling. Yeah, the whirlwind. When you see whirlwind in the Bible, it's sometimes it could be a tornado from the weather device that Enlil was controlling, or it could be a helicopter picking niggas up. Or when they say they ride on the back of chariots, the Anunnakis had these hover devices, like the hover, like you know the ones like the dude on Back to the Future was riding with that hoverboard. Well, the Anunnakis had these hoverboards, and they had the big drone ones that had the big spinning fans on them, and they can ride that thing down like a chariot or something. Like I had to show you what they look like. They show pictures of the Anunnaki standing on a thing with the wings going out. That thing was a device, like a flying hoverboard. Hold on, let me show you. They had these hoverboards. Let's see if I can pull up what they look like. But they was kind of like this one, like these, but theirs fly. Like this dude right here in the Black to the Future. Right here, let me show you. Right here, this one right here. Right, this hoverboard. Well, they had more of advanced one. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you what the symbol they gave you for this shit. Hold on. The symbol they gave you for right here. They show Enlil flying on this type of device. I don't know if y'all can see it. Hold on, let me try to blow it up. All right, this type of device right here. This right here wasn't, you just thinking that's just some kind of symbol. That ain't no symbol. What that is it's a symbol, but what it is, it's a device, a hoverboard that they were flying on. And the people that thought this up, they didn't take in the concept of like levitation devices and all that. They just say, oh, this shit is flying, so it got to be some kind of wing type thing, because they only know about birds flying. They didn't know about, oh, they got levitation, anti-gravity, all these different things, the humans. Yeah, it was a vehicle. It's a vehicle. Now, like I already showed, matter of fact, I'm going to create a short in the video that I put out, like it's the Mysteries of the Bible Part 2. I'm going to cut a short from it and show you the hoverboard, that they were flying, this hoverboard. It's like a hoverboard drone kind of. Hold on, let me see, can I find one? The Anunnakis had all these devices. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. Okay. Yeah, this was a good one. All right, so back then, if you seen somebody flying something like this, see how he ride on the, I don't know if you can see that, man, but see how he flying, these guys flying on these drones, and they can fly on them. All right, so that's what it was. Did y'all see that? Okay, hold up. Let me show you. Let me try to get one blew up. Yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. Who else is doing it? We see the guy Billy Carson. He putting out a lot of Anunnaki stuff. But we already told you who Billy Carson was. Billy Carson, one of us. He one of the elders. So of course. You see, like this device right here. See how that dude flying on that like a drone type skateboard type thing. All right, so that's what that picture represents. That's what the Anunnakis were flying on when they come down off of these they got these like hoverboard type things when they come down out of their ship to land with. Yeah. What you got, Flash Mel? What's funny? This is for my advanced students only. This ain't for we ain't dealing with children right now. That's behind in the game. But like I say, when you read your book, the Bible, a lot of that stuff was advanced technology. And like I say, when the Israelites would get in trouble or would be punished by God, it'd be Enlil sending all these plagues, weaponized mosquitoes on you. Now, if Enlil really wanted to kick your ass and make fun of you, he can send a gnat to and put right in the crack of your ass. The 2-man in the chat, funny. Oh, okay, all right, Flash male. I wonder if that male is short for male Melchizedek. Yeah, but like we say, yeah. So and we're gonna be doing more, bringing more out to show you that the Anunnaki were using. They had cell phones. They could call each other on the cell phone. Inky and Enlil would contact each other on the cell phone. Nana, they all had cell phones, right? But like I said, this tape, if you're just not tuning in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get those 8 books by the young elder, we still got those books going for $40 donation for the whole month of June. So you want to get them 8 books, all you would do is cash out me $40 at the young elder, and make sure you put your emails in the link so I can send you the 8 books in PDF form if you want to get those books. And like, we're going to put the tape out about Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, because Kendrick Lamar is a son of Hanuel. We already put that in the book of the Scroll of Eyes. Well, that's one of the books that you're going to get, the Scroll of Eyes. And we got the Galactic Family of Life is on the Anunnakis, and the Book of Extraterrestrials, Volume 1, goes into detail on the Anunnakis and where they come from. And like I said, we got a playlist for the Anunnakis too. We got over 200 tapes in that playlist. Then we got a Galactic Family of Life playlist. They got over 400 tapes, maybe 500 tapes on different extra types of extraterrestrials for you people that's interested in it. For you people that say, oh yeah, we Earthlings, we don't give a damn about outer space and really or whatever. We got tapes, Native American and more tapes for you. We got the Raw Hayes playlist. We got the Phase 1 playlist, right? We got the Ascension manual classes. We got the alchemy classes. We got the Masonic classes, playlists, all these playlists. Go and check out them classes. We killing the game. And we putting out they finna put some respect on my name with the Anunnaki shit, because we dropping shorts, 10 shorts a day about the Anunnaki. Right? But let's keep it moving. Because like I say, this tape is about Enlil's and his welding device. But really, like I say, Inky designed it. Because Inky was a guy, he was creative. He was a fashioner, right? And Inky becomes Ptah in ancient Kemet for you Natharu niggas. Murdoch becomes Amen. And we get into it. They got all these beings translated to the Natharus from Murdoch's side. Why did they? Okay, so that's a good question. All right, so Commander, to answer your question, this is Commando question. What happens is these guys were freaks, like a whole bunch of freaks. But no, like a couple of them was cool, like they weren't ugly looking. They had like a handsome look from Hala, and the couple of people that was from a certain galaxy. They looked at like humanoids because like the Anunnakis, because they were half Anunnaki. These Hala and them, but his dad and them, they were from another. Actually, they were from Titan. And then they migrated to the Dragon star system. But these Agigis, the 300 of them, got dumped on Mars because they were mining gold on Earth, or key, right? And then they set up a weigh station on Mars to deliver the gold, to transport the gold. So because they wanted to have the gold already ready to be transported back to Nibiru. So they set up a weigh station on the back of the moon, and they set up a weigh station on Mars. Now, the guy that was put over this weigh station, his name was Anzu. This is Damkina's brother, Murdoch's uncle. Damkina is Alelu's daughter. Anzu is Alelu's son, right? Alelu is Anu's brother, right? Just gonna make that clear for everybody, right? To speed up what I'm getting at is Anzu end up getting put over the 300 Agigis on Mars. Now the reason why they got dumped off on there is because Anu. This is what Anu said. Anu said that they were all freaks and criminals. So it's kind of like the same thing when Fidel Castro took all the criminals and flushed them on to America from Cuba, or when King George I flushed all the criminals from England over to America in 1715, when they started flushing the criminals over here and had them working that land, the little 13 colonies that they had, right? And try to steal our land. It was all game. But Anu said he put them off because they were freaks, and so it really was like a slick move to get him a job. To get him, he was giving them a job, like y'all work on this way station on the Mars, and just stack the gold up, refine the gold, so that when Nubaru come back on the next shore, y'all can load it up on Nubaru. But like he said, like I said, Anu said, yeah, these niggas was freaks, so he flushed them on too. They was criminals. They were all freaky looking. And so they stayed up there for a long ass time, working at that station. And eventually, Anzu, who was a master builder of dome cities, there's a whole bunch of dome cities on Mars. These dome cities were built by Anzu. He was the engineer to it, and then the people that worked under him, they built these the Gigis built a whole bunch of dome cities on Mars. And now your government has found a way to get to Mars, and now they have reactivated some of these dome cities that were constructed on Mars. There's some under the water too, off the south, where it be the north, because Africa is, the Nile flow up, so it's like Upper Egypt is really Lower Egypt. But to make a long story short, on the 300s, they were stuck there for a while, and then eventually they had several leaders. Shamgazu was one of the niggas that was over them. He was like second in command after Murdoch got put in charge. But Anzu is Murdoch's uncle, so Anzu ended up. They wanted to steal those tablets, the tablets of destiny from Enlil. So they set up Enlil at his pad to be with a girl in the pool, and they snuck in the pad. Well, Anzu snuck in the pad and stole the tablet that I just showed you, one of them tablets that control. It actually can send signals back to Nuru, and it control the pyramids, because the pyramids were a certain type of power station, right? The pyramids in the Giza Plateau, they had these crystals set up in there to where there was a power station. They was using that as a form of energy to power some of the equipment. And also they had technology in the Sphinx that was like a Bluetooth device where they can send Bluetooth, where they can control all these drones or all these different crafts or these different things from that one source. Your government know about this shit, man. Right? But Anzu stole that tablet, and then they put an Inertu on him to capture him. He captured him and then sentenced him to the underworld. Now the next person in line to have to go over these people, because Murdoch had some of these different DNAs in him. He was like 3 different species, Murdoch. And somebody said, his name not pronounced Murdoch, it's pronounced Murdoch. Whatever, nigga. Whatever floats your boat. Say it how you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Murdoch ended up getting put over these guys. Why? Because his uncle Anzu was over. And Murdoch was part Dragonian. And Murdoch was part Nomos from his mother's side, from his granddad, Alelu. Because Alelu and Anu is Murdoch's granddad. Keep that in mind. Both brothers. Alelu and Anu is brothers. Right? And Anu is the title. Alelu is the title. Right? Because what 3 species is Murdoch? Okay, like I just said, Murdoch is Nomos from his mother's Damkina side, coming down from his granddad Alelu, and then who was Anu's half brother, and then he's Anunnaki because of Enki is Anunnaki, and Alelu really was. Well, you can't really say Alelu was Anunnaki because Anu didn't send him here. He came here. He actually came here and discovered the gold before, and then summoned for Anu to come and check it out. You got to watch my Anunnaki Chronicle tapes in the Anunnaki Chronicle playlist. In the playlist, watch 1 through 13, I think it is. His name is Raziel the First. Raziel the First. Anu is the title, which means Most High amongst the Anunnakis. Not the Natharus. And like I say, people was saying, "Oh, Young, because of what he's saying, he a black devil." Like he talking about, he promoting the 200 following or this and that. He a black devil. And like I say, the master teacher been already trying to get y'all to this point. But like I say, people was running off and saying that, he's starting to go crazy now. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut a whole bunch of shorts from the master teacher pointing all this stuff out already. He told y'all, we just cut that short from what he said, that Tammuz wasn't over the Gibberine. He wasn't over the Elohim. He was over the Enocytes, the forgetful beings, the humans, the mortals. And I'll tell y'all why that happened. See, at first Baal was operating, Enlil and them was operating. And then once they got caught, once Enlil and Baal and them got shut down, Anu stepped in and put Inanna over everything. And then Inanna put Tammuz in charge. Tammuz was her son. Ishtar was one of her names. How she got that name is because she pulled the same stunt as Cleopatra when she saved Egypt from Caesar, right? When she took over and got the sugar out of Caesar's shoes. Because you got to keep in mind, Ashtar Command has got sugar in their shoes. But let me finish it. Yeah, Tammuz. Tammuz is Ishtar, Inanna's son. Another name for him when you go into when he takes on another avatar in ancient Kemet is Haru or Har or Horus, who becomes your Jesus later, and then he becomes the son of God. Just like, but before Horus being the son of God or the son, it was Amun Ra, who is Murdoch. And keep in mind, Tammuz is after the order of Murdoch. Melchizedek is what some of you people call it. Now, a lot of the stuff that was going down, it's really Enlil. It wasn't Anu didn't know about the human upgrade, none of that. He didn't know they was moving that nano on them. Because like it's like this. You a granddad, right? A dad. You got children. And your children, once they get old enough to be on their own, you let them go on their own. Now, you can tell them what's right and wrong, but they gonna go, sometime a kid go off and do his own shit. So that's what Enlil and them was doing. Right? Yeah, Ishtar, I said, is different names in different cultures. But like sometime a kid go off and do, something you don't want them to do. And you gotta say, man, now I'm gonna tell you this, Anu is guilty probably for trying to protect his son, even though protect us after the fact that we messed up. You know what I'm saying? Moses in the Bible is there's a lot of perspectives on that, but the real being, his name is Thutmose, Pharaoh Thutmose. Joseph Smith. Are you referring to, when you say Joseph Smith, are you referring to the dude that started the Mormons or supposedly started the Mormons? He was a Venerian. He was from Venus. How do we mess up as Anunnakis? How do we mess up as Anunnakis? We messed up as Anunnakis by stepping in and upgrading the humans, and that's against Galactical law. And then they started using nuclear style weapons on the planet without the agreement of the original species of the planet. So they when the Anunnakis got banned from the planet, they then had to answer to a higher council than the Anunnakis, called a High Council of Nine. And these beings, once we were trying to ascend to the seventh dimension, back to the seventh dimension. And Murdoch had developed a device to be able to do it. But some kind of way it was a block put on us, and we wanted to figure out why the block got put on. So we went to go holler at the Galactical Council, and that's when they told us that, hey, because of y'all it's a clause in effect because of what y'all did on Key, and in order to fix it, some of y'all would have to go and incarnate into the planet and teach these mortals what y'all know. Because the Anunnakis didn't really want to teach y'all what they know, and it's still some that don't. They don't, and they out here now walking in human form. Some of them, and they get mad when young elders start talking and telling you about them. Why is he saying they? Oh, he said one word wrong, or he said this, try to discredit me. The Netarus, the Netarus are they the children of the Anunnakis, but they're a crossbreed between several different species. More, they're not just Anunnakis, and they can be classified as Anunnakis because some of them got sent down by Anu. The Natharus got Naga being in them. The Nagas, the ones, the reptilian beings from these reptilian Naga beings from Nirvana and the Procon star system. Some benevolent ones came here and mixed in. These Natharus got Hindu in them. The Natharus got Hindu in them, right? But the word Netar can be inclusive with the Anunnakis, Elohim. It translates to the gods, pretty much. Also, it's a word called the Go'uls, translate to the gods. Because the Anunnakis consider you as less than them. You know, it's like would you want if you got a pet dog or a pet gerbil, a hamster in the cage, would you want your pet gerbil or hamster or dog to be on the same level as you, to be able to talk like you, eat what you eat, then probably get smart enough to eat your ass eventually? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this. It's like, would you want your some of your children running your house? So the Anunnakis consider the humans to be pets and worker beings. That's why he said man was made to till the ground, to dig for gold, pretty much. That's what Enlil them. A man was a worker being. They call you Lulu Amalus. That's what that means. Primitive workers. Y'all were supposed to be primitive workers, and the elites of your planet right now, who call themselves the global elite, they see you the same way. They see you as the worker beings, or the Lulu Amalus, or some. They got other terms like useless eater or expendable containers. Right? That's the same thing that the Anunnakis looked at you as. So they didn't want you to be on the same level as them. But in order to fix it, certain Anunnakis or beings chose to come back. One of them beings is Murdoch, Tahuti, Inky, all these beings started to come back to the planet to Inanna. These different beings come back to Haru to incarnate so that they can fix this clause. Yeah, cattle is another word they use. Cattle, chattel property, right? Chattel. That's what they got people labeled as in Delaware and putting them on the stock market. But the Bible, AMHC, diamond juice. Yeah, so okay, that was Inky. Inky saw y'all as Jews. Why? Because y'all really his children. Because Inky, both of them really was doing it, but Inky, one of his sons' name is Adafa, Enos. And then another one of his sons' name is Noah. That's why he saved Noah. That's why he told Noah to build a boat, because Noah really was, Utnapishtim, and Utnapishtim is really Noah's son. I mean, Inky's son, right? So that's why he told Noah to build that boat. And so pretty much Shem, Ham, and Jeffrey will be Inky's grandsons. So they would make their children Inky's children. And then Inky is the son of Anu, right? Anu is the most high God amongst the Anunnaki. So that's why they said in the Bible that ye all are children of the most high God. Why? Because Inky is Noah's son. And from Noah, you get all these tribes, the Israelites, all these different tribes. It says, any more information on that? On what? It says, what? Discover found. Middle East. It mentions they found tanks. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I just said that if you're just not coming in, The Anunnakis had in the Revelations. We probably break that down. The Revelations describe tanks. They said that they had these beings that spit fire. They sometimes they refer to them as a dragon, because when you see a tank fire, a tank shoot a little like the missile or bomb out the front, you see fire come from the front. And so these people associate that with something that breathes fire, like a dragon or something like that, right? So if you read in the Bible, different parts they describe in different technology, but the only way they can articulate it is they gotta cross reference it with something that they already know. So a flying scroll is really these cylinder crafts, these dump truck type crafts that Zechariah Stitching said. I mean, not Zechariah. Speaking of Zechariah Stitching, right? Listen to the name, Zechariah Snitching. And then you got Zechariah in the Bible, where Zechariah in the Bible said that he seen a flying scroll, and he even goes to describe the link of it. But what he was seeing was these Anunnaki crafts, these dump truck type cylinder crafts, where they were hauling the gold back and forth to Nibiru, to the dark side of the moon, and to Mars. And one of these crafts got shot down by the reptilians, and they found a dark-skinned woman inside, and one of these Lulus inside of the they call it the black woman found by Apollo 11, which was a Lulu, some of these Lulus who the Anunnakis had taught how to operate the heavy equipment, because they just weren't using chisel and hammer. Enki had built heavy equipment. Like he built the weathering device, he built submarines, he built UFOs, he built underwater like other types of devices, because they were trying to also mine gold from water, but Enlil ended up scrapping it because he said that they weren't working fast enough, that they weren't pulling that much gold out the water. So they ended up scrapping it, but he ended up building these aircraft carriers, the helicopters, Chinooks, and all these different types of helicopters. Enki built that. And then he also built like heavy equipment, like the big ass, them big ass dump trucks, the big huge one with the big old tires on it that they be having at the mining sites. Enki built that dump truck like that big huge one, like it's made a couple tons. That big dump truck, Enki built that. The big cranes that scoop and dig big old dirts, the Anunnakis or Enki built it. And that's how a lot of your rivers and pond, like the Great Lakes, that was dug out by the Anunnakis. What formed the Great Lakes is that once the poles had shifted, right, and the Anunnakis came back and looked at the damage, and then they Enlil sent Ninurtu over here to America. It wasn't called America then, but they called it the Great Beyond. He sent them over here to check the scene out. And then when Enlil came back, he said around where the Great Lakes was at before they became the Great Lakes, he said that it was a whole bunch of gold just laying on the ground over there. And so they sent a whole operation over here to start digging for gold, because gold was just laying on the ground, nuggets in Denver and these different areas where the Rocky Mountains was formed. It was just gold laying on the ground. That's why you got Denver nuggets. People don't know that. Why the gold rush and all that was going on. But they end up using these big old cranes to dig out these different rivers, the Mississippi River and all these, and what's the name of that place? Like the Great Lakes, right? They were dug out by the Anunnakis. The Grand Canyon is another case from a crash that happened. See, a ship crashed down from Nibiru force field and caused the Grand Canyons, right? And they had to pull it. They had to fix. The Anunnakis had to repair Earth. It says, yeah, hey, shout out to Wayne, man, Stewart. Are the Anunnakis the same as yes, the Anunnakis are the same as the Elohim. But like I say, it was two different groups. It was a good group and a bad group. One group of the Els, they got stationed on Mars. They were called the 300 Igigis. And they said that these people, the Igigis, mean those who stayed, stayed above, right? But then you got another group, which is Michael and his people. They were Elohims. No, Hanuel and them, Enlil and them. Enlil and them. But keep in mind, it was bad. Enlil was a bad guy from some perspectives, or he was a good guy from other people that was down with him, like his son in there too. He was a good guy from his perspective. But the whole point is that Enlil was trying to get Enlil came here to try to make himself look good for the gold operation. And when Inky and them said that we got this beam that's already here, that's a Homo erectus, and we can upgrade this being to a Homo sapien by adding our DNA, and we can teach them how to use our equipment, and they can begin doing the work for us, and the Anunnakis won't have to perform the back breaking work no more. We can move on and have them do the work for us. That's what the whole plan. The humans were created to till the ground, to do the Anunnakis work. That's what they tell you, right? And then so Enlil approved of it. Enlil wasn't involved like actual hands-on upgrading the humans. He approved it. That's how he took the fall for it. Inky, Mother Ninti, which is Anu's daughter, Inky's sister, and Tahuti and Damkina and Ariskagil, and I think one more other Murdoch or somebody might have stepped in, and they was doing that project on Mars where they upgraded the human. That was against the Galactical law. Anu didn't even know about this. When he found out, he was furious, right? And then so the pole shift was gonna happen, where the poles was gonna switch. Enlil knew about it. He didn't tell nobody, right? So he just let it happen. And at the last minute before it happened, he just told the Anunnaki people in the certain ills so they can get up out of here in their crafts. And supposedly he's supposed to let this planet and people get destroyed on the earth. That's what the flood was about. But his whole plan was to cover up evidence that he was trying to make himself look good by decreasing the complaints of the Anunnakis by putting the humans to work for them. And it was going to cover up the evidence, because if the High Council found out that they had stepped in on Earth and upgraded these humans, they broke galactical law, and they could be held accountable for that. The Anunnakis is not the highest beings in the galactics. They even answer, like I said, to a higher council. This shit is collective. The Anunnakis don't have the last say so. It's a collective, a group of beings from different galaxies that sit on a council. They say, okay, yeah, well, they still broke galactical law. And Anu was very careful on trying not to do that. But like I say, you got these children who want to go off on their own and do their own thing, try to make themselves look good or come up in the game, and they make mistakes along the way. And as you as a dad, they got pulled in the galaxy. You got to look out for them and try to say, nah, well, I'm gonna do this or that. That type of thing. Like I say, it's nobody really at the very top. Like I say, you got the High Council of 9. It's like a different beings who are like ascended beings from different galaxies. They come in like judges, and they not biased. They don't take sides or none of that. So it's like that type of thing. And so Anu even had to answer to them. Anu is the most high of the Anunnakis. You got other people who got kings or leaders or pharaohs or whatever they might call they leader over them. You know what I'm saying? Anu got a lot of friends. We got a lot of connections in the galaxy because we put niggas on, and we did plug on the high-tech UFOs, the crystal cities. We did plug on the ships for Riz Tech. We did plug. So yeah, we got a lot of connections. We got a lot of money. We one of the richest families in the galaxy, the Anunnakis, so to say. But there's a higher council than us. You know what I'm saying? We balling in the game because we got. But like I say, we're at the head of this thing because the war is between the war was between us and the dragons people. So who is El Elo? El Elo amongst us is Anu, and he passed the throne. He gonna pass the throne. We have reason to believe, and people don't like the word believe. We have reason to believe that Murdoch would be next in charge. Who is us? When I say us, It depends on who you with. You know what I'm saying? We got the Anunnakis. Then you got people say, oh yeah, well we ain't Anunnakis, we the Tharus. Same thing. Children of the Anunnakis. Which is like this, because people were saying, why would the Anunnaki set the Natharus back? It's like this. At one point, you were children, and you got a hold of the gun. You got a hold of the matches. So the Anunnakis came, stepped in, and took your gun. Little kid, you was 5 years old with a gun. Or take your gun. But now, you old enough now, so here go your gun back. The Anunnaki saying, here go your gun back. So you got nuclear technology and all that shit now. Here go your gun back. But the stupid suckers went and dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and almost cracked the earth. And Nagasaki and almost cracked the earth. So the Anunnakis had to step back in and say, hold up, man, shit. We let y'all get your gun back. Now you want it the first time. As soon as you get your gun back, you want to drop a bomb on somebody and try to blow them straight off into space? What about Yahweh? There's different Yahwehs. Yahweh means good and bad. Those who knew good and bad. Right? So Murdoch will be a Yahweh, Lord God. Yahshua, Tammuz, or Haru, different names for him. He would be a Yahweh of Yahwehs. He was over the Yahwehs because Anu put him over the Project Blue Rock. That's how he became over Murdoch. But Murdoch, but Tammuz is after the order of Murdoch, though. We'll get into that too. But Enki was a Yahweh. Enlil is a Yahweh. Baal is a Yahweh. And then Urtu was a Yahweh. Mother Ninti was a Yahweh. Right? All these beings that were the family, like the Elo, the ones in charge. Because all Yahweh means is supervisor. It can translate to supervisor or boss man. There was a guy that was over these other guys that came down. So say it was a group of 50 extraterrestrials or Els or Anunnakis. All right, so one out of that group would be a supervisor over those 50 people. Just like you work at you work at a job, and then you might be the supervisor over or the team lead over this group, and you would be the Yahweh over these group of Elohims. Right? That's what it really means. So it was different Yahwehs, a whole bunch of different Yahwehs. The ones that stand out was Michael, Jibrail was a Yahweh. All of archangels are Yahwehs, Yahweh Elohims. And then you might have a Yahweh over those Yahwehs, which would be Murdoch. And then you might have a Yahweh over that whole Yahwehs. Why? Because he got put over the project and he becomes Yahweh of Yahwehs. Right? And that means Lord of Lords, King of Kings, or something like that, right? People don't like the word king because kingu means spell. Right? The young elder I sent 3. Hey, hold on, man. Let me check your super chat again because I can't see. It's going fast. Did you say in the one video there was these black extraterrestrial such who are independent and okay, yeah. So you got different species when you say black, right? Different species, they can be classified as what you term as like dark skinned beings or Nubian type beings, but they can have blue skin, green skin. They got different people's got different colors, different extraterrestrials, right? Now there are different groups like the Andromedans. They're a separate group from the Anunnakis, even though they are part of the same council. Then you got and then some of our people even. Some of those people are even family with us. Why? Because when Riz got blew up and we left Riz, a lot of us split, the 19 families split up and went to different galaxies. So some of our family went to Arcturian galaxy, the Pleiades, and then some of our family went to the Orion galaxy, which was us. We went to the Orion galaxy, right? The 3 stars in Orion's belt. Like I tell people, if you look up and you'll see 3 stars in Orion's belt, that's not just 3 stars, it's actually 9 stars. The star in the middle is a single star, but then the 2 stars on the outside, they got stars rotating them, like 4 stars, and another one got 3 stars. It's a quadruple star system because you got quadruple star systems. You got tri-star systems, which was Riz and Eliun. It was a tri-solar system that had 19 planets, right? The 19 galaxy, Eliun, which is really, they refer to it as Lara, the Lyran galaxy, where they say that humans are originated from, right? The humans that they're talking about is the Anunnakis. They were human looking because God, these Elohims, created the human in his image and after his likeness. Their likeness was humanoid looking, these Anunnakis. And they are real people. Take the out your head. Get the magical shit. That's why they try to lose us with the spirit of God and all this. They try to lose us in the sauce with it. These people are physical people. God in Leah walked in the cool of the day. God didn't know everything because he said, who told y'all this? Then he got God get mad. God create evil. Isaiah chapter 45. You got to read your book, man, and come to the conclusion what's going on here. It says, yeah, so you got different councils, right? You got the Galactic Federation, you got the Galactic Federation of Light, you got the Independent Federation, you got the Interstellar Planet Federation. It's different councils, a whole bunch of different councils. The Nubian Council, the Andromedan Council, right? The Greys got their own operation in Zados. The Dragonians got the Galactic Republic. And it's some good Dragonians, because keep in mind, Inky and them was benevolent. Inky's Dragonian people, his mother and them, they were benevolent beings. And they considered the Anunnaki to be disagreeable. Why? Because they ate their people. Some of these Anunnakis were eating humans. We got to get into that, man. Who is God over us? It depends on where you from, man. But Anu is the Most High God over this operation, over Planet Project Blue Rock. Anu, Eliun El. Now some people say, "Oh well, y'all, I'm a Natharu and Amen. Amen is my deity, Kanun, right? Who's all under Anu. They all under Anu. So there you go. Because Amen is Murdoch. Come on, man. Peace be unto you. That's what that's how the Anunnakis greet each other. And one of the beings who said it a lot was Tammuz. And they used to say, when they came to the humans, they used to say, we come in peace. And really the niggas that started that really was the Nomos. The Nomos, really, because the Nomos used to say, when they used to come teach the humans at night, they used to say, we come in peace. And then they would start teaching the humans, like they accept that all night. Go watch this dude named Credo Mutwa. No, he's not creator of the balanced universe. The universe is spontaneous. It's a chain reaction. The universe is spontaneous in a chain reaction. These Anunnakis do have the technology to create suns, artificial suns. They do have the technology to re-engineer planets and to move them like a towing. They planet Nuru can tow planets into orbit. They do have the power to create clones and avatars and humans, and they do have the power to alter weather, technology to alter the weather, or to see a planet. They have the technology to see planets, these Anunnakis. One of the names for them is the Ancient Ones, right? Buddha was part Buddha was part of the Anunnakis, but he was part of these Nirvana people, these Proconians. They came from the Procon star system, from the planet Nirvana. Yeah, avatars, all it. Clones. The Anunnakis had technology to create clones, all it. It says, I am Anu. Good luck. You the Most High God. So, hey, that's the way to go, I think. That's the way to think. Yeah, universes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they can create universes because you got what you call a microcosmic level. So when they showed you in Man in Black, the galaxy was on Orion's neck, right? That was a whole galaxy the size, like this size, a whole galaxy. Just like your cells are a whole universe within itself. Your cells, if you go inside of the human cell, and there's billions of them in your body. Your body is really a universe. You got billions of cells. Each of those cells are solar systems because a cell has a nucleus and then it has a membrane. And we can get into the atom. How the atom has the nucleus, then the protons, then electrons. That's a whole galaxy. One atom can become a whole galaxy. For micro beings called peons, that is this on a microcosmic level. Yeah. We could get into it. So atoms are previous planet. Man, atoms are universes, are whole solar systems, solar systems within themselves on a microcosmic level. There are beings that you can't see with the naked eye. There are extraterrestrials who exist that you can't even see with the naked eye. But if you get a microscope, you can see them. And they walking around on your food. And they walking around on your face. And you don't even see them. Some people. Jay Hill, you reactivate your DNA by remembering. Read means to do again. Member means to become part of the Anunnaki group, or part of whatever group you was a member of. Once you remember, and how you remember, you go and you listen to all our tapes in the playlist. You study the Anunnakis. Read the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi Z York, which is free in the link in the descriptions right now. Right, you can read that. But you start to remember. Once you remember, a lot of y'all that been listening to us and following us for a while, and we don't need no followers. We want you to learn the shit, then take off, run, teach somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Run with it, like 2 Chainz said. But listen to all the tapes, and if you with us, some of your memory gonna start to come back and say, "Damn, I remember this. Like I was almost there." Yeah, you was there. Your memory coming back now. This is our job. We had to come here and reactivate you, so you can go to the 48 chromosomes, right, instead of the 47, which is Down syndrome. They're missing the chromosome. You can go back to 48 chromosomes and you can activate the God gene. And then once the God gene activated, your higher senses will come back. You'll be able to levitate. You'll be able to be telepathic. You'll be able to speak several more languages. Your pituitary gland began to grow back in the children's, and then we could be able to phone home. E.T. phone home. Sananda phone home. Yeah, Total Recall. And the dog in Wizard of Oz name was Total, the one who exposed the gods, the fraud gods. And like I said, the Anunnakis can't be classified as gods. Why? Because they advance more technology than you. So and so they can come down and have a certain type of control. And like I say, God is whoever's in control. And so now you witness a lot of adverse weather. Why? Because Anubaru is at its closest point, getting at its closest point to Earth, and it's causing a lot of magnetic things to happen to the energy. If you want to show me some love for the class, just send me $1, man. Everybody send me $1. We got 280 people in here. Or if you want to get those books, like I say, we still got that $40 donation for the books going on. Leave your emails in the link to the Cash App or PayPal, the Young Elder. Right, it'll help us out, man. You got any more questions before we get out of here, man? We might run another one tonight. You got any more questions? What type of ability in dreams walking through? Okay. Once you become telepathic, a lot of you, once y'all get your God gene back, a lot of you might choose to leave here. You might feel like you got played by not, when you activate the God gene, you might feel like you got played. And so you might want to leave, and you might go off into what you call in the dream world, which is DRAM, and it's a RAM. You got to understand what a realm is, a plane, right? The divine plane of truth, the divine plane of reality. That dream, what you call a dream, is really the real world, and this is the world. That's the illusionary world, right? The dream world is realer than this world. It's just as realer. The dream world is this world plus an extra effect. It's the fourth dimension, the mental plane, right? It's the plane. It's the plane right before you get into. Yeah, my cash app is the Young Elder, right? It's already posted in the pins. Shout out Kevin Clark, Cook. I mean, shout out Kevin Cook. Yeah. So, where was I at? It says, who was Amin Ra? Amin Ra is Murdoch. Another name for him is Melchizedek, El Kaddish, the green one. Michael, the angel Michael in your Bible. He was a high priest of the Most High God, and he was the leader of Yahweh, Elohim, over these other angelical beings or angels, another word for them, extraterrestrials, another word for them, beings who came from what they call it outer space, which is no such thing. It's really outer space. Because space is always filled. It's air in space. It's oxygen in space. It's hydrogen in space. It's non-ether gas in space. Now, so you wonder how the Anunnakis they breathe hydrogen and a mixture of oxygen, like it's like a mixture of, and nitrogen, it's like a mixed gas. And so you wonder how they breathing out of space in this big ship, mothership Nuru, is because they have a device where they come here and they get limestone. That's why limestone was one of the shout out Jamal man, and Moyi. Shout out Jay Hill, man. They use this, they grind this limestone up in this device that got water in it, and it filters the air out. And they can actually pull water they can pull water out of space because there's water out of space. They got a device that can pull water and air from outer space so they can breathe on their craft. And like I say, they use limestone as a filter. And that's why one of the elements, one of the minerals that they was coming here to get, other than gold and other things, was limestone. It's a high commodity in the galaxy, limestone. And I think some of the pyramids that Enki was building and Tahuti them, they were using limestone to build those pyramids. And I think the pyramids in the Giza, they were covered with limestone, and they had a gold capstone on it. And the limestone was a certain type of, it conducted a certain type of energy. And Enki and them had set up these crystals inside of the pyramids, and they was using that as a power device. And they had a way where they run this running water or stream of water under the bottom, right? And they collect the static electricity from that, and then funnel it up through these crystals, and then they can power that device. They can use that device to refuel their crafts. They can use the pyramids to refuel their crafts as a fueling device. It says, what was the flash of color for everything dash across your face? Come in and go out. What is the flash of color for everything dash across your face? They come in and go out. Now, it could be a lot of different things, Cooks. It could be you having a glitch. The glitch, because this world is a real. If you go Google a thing called the photon belt, which is a reel that goes around the sun, just like a camera reel. And so, what if we in a movie? Like when you looking at TV, what if this is the TV, and you in the box, and somebody watching your ass, and Anunnakis watching you in like a movie? That's really what's happening. And these people watching through these satellites. What if somebody wrote this out, and then they watching you like a movie on TV, and this really is a movie? You know what I'm saying? So put yourself inside the TV. Now, what if you can alter? Now you can, but they only gave you A, B, and C, multiple choice. It's hell, you got free will, but your free will is based on multiple choice. Enlil them say, oh, well, you got free will, but you only can pick A, B, or C. And then they say, oh yeah, we're gonna be nice. They added a D, and they say, well, you can pick all the above. And then they say, oh yeah, they got even slick. We're gonna have an F or E, and we're gonna say, well, none of the above. Or then they even try to trick you. Or you don't like that we still keep celebrity giving you multiple choice. We're gonna give you another number. It's either A and B or C and A. You know what I'm saying? Try to mix us up, man. I'm telling you, bro. The Anunnakis are scared of us. They were scared of the Natharus because they knew that we were going to advance fast past them, and we did eventually. And some of us come back from the future right now. Some of the Natharus visiting the planet right now. We got tapes on it about the black extraterrestrials or the Natharu extraterrestrials coming here in the cylinder-shaped craft and the cigar-shaped crafts. They actually come from the future of this planet. Because imagine Earth 200 years from now or 1,000 years from now. Imagine that they had time travel technology 1,000 years from now, and Nubians who were advanced, and then they can come back to this time and check on us. That's what's happening, right? The Anunnaki is doing the same thing. They got the power to time jump because time is based on the speed of light. Time is based on light in this reality. Time backwards is the emit. The sun is emitting, so that so time is a record of the light that's being emitted. So how do they calculate time in the darkness? Yes, that's been going on for thousands of years. Extraterrestrials are incarnated into human form for thousands of years. Okay. Man, we about to get up out of here. Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, you want to get them 8 books out of Young Elder. We still got that sale going on for $40 donation to the Cash App, PayPal. Leave your emails and the links. We'll send those books right over. We'll be back, y'all, for the late night class tonight. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes. Wadu.